Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. We are so excited to have all of you here with us on this beautiful spring day. Welcome, and we're glad to kick off our 2021 walk season today. Joining me on screen is Karen Jordan. Karen is one of the team captains for 50 Shades of Awesome. They've been one of our top teams for the last 9 years, and they've raised just an amazing amount of funds. And Karen has offered to help us this walk season with walker engagement, especially when it comes to our social media. And Karen, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you became engaged with the Atlanta Walk?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Terry, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karen Jordan, and I am a co-captain of Team 50 Shades of Awesome. Back in February of 2013, my friends and I lost our very best friend to lupus, and it was devastating to us. Our Lisa did not get an opportunity to do the lupus walk, which she wanted to do. So we got together, ourselves and her family, and we began to do the lupus walk. And we have done so for the past 9 years. We are looking forward to doing this again this year. So far, we have raised over $90,000 as a team. And in 2021, this is going to be our year to $100,000 raised to end lupus. Now, we began doing this because we lost a friend, but I keep coming back every year because I want to make sure that no one else loses a family member or a loved one to this horrible disease. As Terry said, I am here to help with some walker engagement. So I want to talk about that just a little bit later. Terry?
Okay, Karen, thank you so much. Thank you for all you guys do. Go to their page, 50 Shades of Awesome at our Atlanta Walk to End Lupus Now, and check it out. You should see the amazing things they do and the commitment they continue to have. When you guys first started the team, Lisa was going to walk with you, and she didn't get to the first walk. So we are so grateful for your commitment and doing this in memory of her and making sure that we can put an end to this cruel disease. So thank you, Karen. So next up, I'd like to have you hear a few words from our chair of our board of directors, from Cadell Jackson. So I'm going to do this. Give me 1 second here. So I'd like to welcome Cadell Jackson. And Del, you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and then what people can do to get involved.
Yes, hello everybody, everyone. It's actually a pretty beautiful day here in Atlanta. And it's spring break. So if we get a screaming child coming in, please try to ignore it. But my name is Cadell Jackson. I'm co-chair with Vivi. Everyone knows Vivi. Who's an amazing chair, but we co-chair this together. But really just wanted to just come on briefly and thank everyone for the amazing support we've gotten this past year with everything going on with the coronavirus and many other things going on in our community. I was, tell you a little bit about my story is that I lost my mother to lupus about 6 years ago. It's whenever I hear the word lupus, it immediately takes me back to my mother's fight, her journey, and ultimately her victory with the lupus. Even though she passed, I look at it as a victory because she fought for a long time to fight the disease. And when she, during her period of having lupus, there was not many resources, and it was still a lot unknown that people didn't understand. And one thing that she asked me to do, I always gave money. I always thought that was a valuable, which is truly valuable. But she said, really get involved and help make a change. And that's one of the motivating factors for me being on the board. The board is only so big, but we know that members on the board and everyone who volunteers, everyone who donates their money and their time and their blood, sweat, and tears is what makes the difference in us eventually finding a cure for lupus. The idea that I'm going to be able to do it next year, that may not be realized. So all we have right now is today and this year in order to try to get as much done as we can as it relates to curing lupus. I will say that being on the board and kind of seeing all the activities that have gone on this year, in a year where it would be easy for everyone to say, you know what, it's Corona going on, I'm not going to get involved, I'm just going to hunker down and take care of myself. But we saw the opposite, this year or last year as it relates to the lupus, our fight against lupus. We saw everyone get more engaged and understand how important it was to really pitch in and make a difference. We had one of our better years in a while. And just for example, the medical advisory board, which is truly amazing. It's comprised of 57 medical and healthcare professionals that have really helped, get our messaging out, really answer questions and keep the ball rolling on their side. The support groups, helping over 400 people. The nurses program, where we've touched over 220 nurses in the metro Atlanta, that really helped drive, the awareness in the schools, right? There's kids with lupus, and this has really helped a lot of nurses be able to help identify. Because again, as we know, a big problem is identifying what is the problem, right? So that program has been very, very important and helped grow things. And then the weekly webinars with our doctor host who has got on and answered questions for everyone who, with all that's going on, there's more questions right now than answers. So he has been getting on and answering questions and giving a lot of fact versus fiction and really making sure that we know how this COVID affects lupus or vice versa, and what drugs, et cetera, and what effects it can have on us. And I would be, if I don't say this, I'll say that Terry has spearheaded 99% of all of these activities to make sure that while we know COVID is at top of mind, lupus has stayed top of mind. So in this year, when we're raising funds, one thing I'll challenge everyone is don't wait till tomorrow to ask. Ask today, because we may not get tomorrow. And that's one thing that we always got to remember, is that if we don't ask today, we may not get tomorrow. So I just personally want to thank everyone who has helped raise funds, the volunteers, just helping each other, get through this difficult time. But, on the other hand, not making an excuse, right? Not making an excuse that with everything going on, that this is something that we still have to fight, because lupus is going to continue until we help find a cure for it. So yes, we know everyone's talking about Corona, but everyone needs to begin talking about lupus in the same manner. So just want to thank everyone and just say, if there's something you need from us at the board or from Terry and her team, please don't hesitate to reach out. You guys make the difference. You guys are the difference makers and really keep this going, and are going to eventually, this is going to eventually have a cure. So I want to thank everyone and just tell everyone be safe, and let's act today and not wait for tomorrow.
Del, thank you so much. And thank you for your timely message. And I want you to know how much we appreciate the board and your leadership and your belief in everyone. This has been teamwork makes the dream work this year. Mm-hmm. It really has been just everybody working together. And we have been motivated by your support. And you guys have been just absolutely awesome to us. Every idea we brought to you, everything that we proposed. Sometimes I would come and say, here, I've got this crazy idea. And you guys just supported everything that we did. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you and the hard work that you put in. So we're, like I said, we're all in this together, and we're making it work. And I'm so proud, you hit the nail on the head. I'm so proud of everybody who really just did not skip a beat this year.
Mm-hmm.
They really didn't skip a beat. Lupus is here. And so we know that the coronavirus is here, but so is lupus. And we need to continue to work to make lupus visible and make sure that it's at the forefront. So, Del, thank you so much for your support and for everything that you do.
Yep.
Okay. We couldn't do what we do without the generous support of GSK. I say this all the time, but it's the truth. You guys are involved in every program that we have. You're involved in every event that we have. And we are so lucky today to have Alicia Griffith, who is our engagement liaison, to come and talk to us about some of their efforts in programming, some of the resources that they have. And Alicia really, truly is a friend to the chapter. And we're so grateful. We are so grateful to you. So, Lisa, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Terry. And I would like to thank the entire Lupus Foundation of Georgia and the national organization for including us in today's event. It's an honor to be a sponsor for this event to help raise both funding and awareness for lupus. As a supporter and committed partner to the Lupus Foundation of America and the broader lupus community since 2011, we've learned that to be truly successful in fighting lupus, it takes all of us coming together and working towards common goals such as an early diagnosis, making sure that we have adequate funding for the research that's available, and quality healthcare that is affordable, accessible, and helps close the gap on healthcare disparities. These are areas which we are passionate about. We are grateful that the Lupus Foundation of America is passionate about these areas also. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank them for their timeless efforts to support patients living with lupus. I want to highlight just a few areas we're collaborating with the Lupus Foundation of America on to advance each of these goals. We're proud to support LFA's Alpha Project, addressing lupus pillars for health advancement to reduce the time to diagnosis, which is nearly 6 years on average. This situation is simply untenable, and we must reduce the time to diagnosis and the associated burden. We're also collaborating on strengthening our reach into the communities with women of color who are disproportionately affected by lupus by supporting LFA's multicultural efforts and soliciting the LFA's input on how we as a company can do a better job. It's equally as important equally as we need to improve the dialogue between people living with lupus and their healthcare team. This is because research shows that physicians may not always perceive when their patients are suffering. We have been honored to partner with LFA of Georgia to bring our Us in Lupus Resources webpage, and we've touched, over 200 LFA events, probably numbers even greater than. Our website has been revamped and is now meeting the needs of lupus patients in a stronger way than we were before. We are very excited to share that. I would encourage you guys to go to the usinlupus.com webpage and make sure that you learn something new and share with a significant other, caregiver, or family member just some of the information about how you as survivors thrive with lupus. Last but not least, I want to commend the people living with lupus, commend and your caregivers who are participating in today's virtual event. Your strength is what keeps us going as a company to help you live your best days. every day. You have our commitment that we will continue to invest significantly in our lupus research and development programs, as well as support the Lupus Foundation of America's efforts in this space. Whether it be advocating on the Hill for increased funding, federal funding for research, or supporting LFA events that are happening in your community, we will be there every step of the way so that a new era will dawn for lupus treatment. Again, Terry, I wanted to say thank you. Thank your team, the LFA of Georgia. You guys are doing wonderful things, positively impacting outcomes for patients. And I want you to know that I consider it to be an honor to continue to support you, and GSK considers it to be an honor. Thank you, Terry.
Lisa, thank you so much, and thank you for all that you do. And I do encourage people to go to their new website. It's amazing with amazing resources. And Alicia is actually going to present at our upcoming summit on May the 15th, and she is going to talk about lupus and caregivers, an often overlooked topic that talks about bringing the needs together of lupus patients and their caregivers and seeing how they can support each other. So we're grateful. We're really grateful for that. And then we're also going to have another presentation from one of your colleagues on gentle meditation. We're going to end off our day with a little segment on taking it all in. So Alicia, thank you so much for your time today. And we are grateful, beyond grateful, for the support that we receive from GSK. Okay, next up, we want to talk about our gold sponsor. And that is Sam's Club. So Sam's Club has supported us since 2016, and they've raised $280,000 for the Lupus Foundation, which is just amazing. This year, we have 17 stores participating in our walk. And here to share about our relationship is longstanding board member and volunteer extraordinaire, Becky Deutsch. So hold on while I put her in here.
Good evening. My name is Rebecca Deutsch, and I am a board member with the Lupus Foundation of America, Georgia chapter, since 2003. And I have been honored to be working with Sam's Club for the past 4 years. But during the past 8 years that they have been involved with the Lupus Walk, they have raised over $260,000 in our fight against this disease. I've worked with Don Vinnie Boykin, who is an amazing young man, but also I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of the other leaders in the main office, and also with a lot of the people that work in the different clubs. They not only have cookouts to raise funds, but they're also so involved with spreading awareness and telling their customers about lupus, giving them information, and wanting to get them involved in the walk itself. So without their sponsorship, they mean so much to us at the chapter and the Lupus Foundation. We look forward to every year having the honor of working together to raise funds against lupus. We thank you, Sam's Club.
Okay, Becky, thank you so much for sharing with us what Sam's Club has done. And we can't, it means so much, not only to the efforts that we do here in Georgia, but to the constituents. When they walk in, when a person with lupus walks into a Sam's Club and they see a sign and they see that they're raising money, that means a lot to them, knowing that they're supported by somebody as big as Sam's. So we are really grateful for everything that they do. So even though our walk was virtual this year, we're thrilled to be able to visit each walk city and provide opportunity for our dedicated walkers to pick up their incentives, including walk signs and the amazing swag bags put together by one of our walk chairs. And she'll be talking to us later, Lori Randolph. We really enjoyed these incentive pickups, and it gave us a wonderful opportunity to interact with so many of you. And that felt important, even though we had to be very careful with safety protocols. We got to put a face to a lot of our walkers, and that meant the world. It meant the world to us, and we hope it meant the world to you as well. So I just want to show you guys a quick little video highlighting some of our visits. Wow, it's amazing just bringing back so many of those memories. We really, it meant so much of us. So many of us had been working from home and felt like we were just working with cotton in between us and our walkers, and to be able to get out there and connect with so many of you. But this was a monumental effort, and this didn't just happen. We had so many volunteers helping us make sure that we followed safety protocols and made sure that we had volunteers in place. And we couldn't have done this without the amazing women I'm about to introduce you to. So I'm going to bring on our walk chairs onto screen here. Just give me 1 minute while I add them. So we have our walk chairs with us today, and I'm going to let each one of them talk a little bit about themselves, and then just about their walk just a little bit. So we are going to start with Tamesha Price from Macon. And Tamesha, this was your first walk. So tell us why you're involved and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tamesha Price. I've been diagnosed with lupus for 14 years. I get involved because not only as for my health, but there's others like me that don't know that there's resources and other things that are available to not only me, but everyone like me. In our first year, creating a small town feel, we started the building blocks for a support network in Macon. We are reaching out to the Macon community and asking them to raise funds and awareness to the support of our efforts.
Okay, Tamesha, thank you. And I think that's the key, is really reaching out to the community and really make sure we get their involvement. And you did a great job with that last year through the media, but we're going to get connections through our support groups there and really grow this network. So we're grateful, really grateful for your efforts, Tamesha. Thank you. Next up, we have Latoya W. Holmes from Augusta.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Latoya W. Holmes, and I've been living and thriving with lupus for over 20 years. Augusta, I am so proud of you. You showed up and showed out. We are grateful for our amazing volunteers. As a matter of fact, we had to turn volunteers away last year due to COVID and safety concerns. Their commitment shows that the community is interested in raising funds to fight lupus and that we have a great future in Augusta for the Walk to End Lupus Now. Can't wait to see you all again this year.
Thank you, Latoya. And we had a great turnout for our first walk in Augusta. And we had so many volunteers. And those volunteers came because of your leadership. They came because of you, Latoya. And we noticed that on the kickoff, and we are grateful for your leadership in Augusta. And this is fun. It's been really fun for us to come out to this community and just to see the excitement and to see it grow. So thank you. And I have to say, Latoya is dialing in from vacation. So we are really grateful for you for giving us this time today. So next up, we have Deetra Holloway, who is going to talk a little bit about our Columbus walk. But before we start, I just wanted, Deetra started out doing a walk with a handful of her friends. And then she grew it to her community. And we went down there one year, and all of a sudden it was a 500. It was a 500 people raising $5,000 in a community walk. And that's when we had the idea that we needed to go and make this into a lupus walk. And bring it in as our very first outer walk. So, Deetra, go ahead and tell a little bit about yourself and about your walk.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Deetra Holloway, and I am the Columbus Walk Chair and Support Group Facilitator. I was diagnosed with lupus November 5th, 2009, a day before my 39th birthday. And having no knowledge about lupus, I started my search on the internet and came across a gym. And that gym is the LFA Georgia chapter. Got in contact with Terry, attended my first walk in Atlanta with 5 of my closest friends. And that really just sparked something in me to bring the walk closer to home so that people wouldn't have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours away to participate and to support me. Had a meeting with about 10 ladies that are like sisters to me. We came up with a team, Diamond Butterflies. So every year we get together, we have meetings, and we discuss different ways that we're going to raise money and just bring awareness in our community. And it's really been a big eye-opener to live in Columbus for 20 years, and I did not know half the people that I have met that are living with this disease and do not want to talk about it. So our voice is what is really going to bring more awareness, and we have to advocate for ourselves. Last year was awesome as we celebrated our 10th annual Walk in Lupus in Columbus. We were challenged with raising funds virtually, but I'm so proud of my Columbus community. They really stepped up last year. We didn't allow the pandemic to change our mission or our goal, and we're really looking forward to our 2021 virtual walk. Thank you.
Thank you, Deetra. Thank you for all that you do in Columbus. Awareness, programming as our support group leader down there. We're really grateful for your efforts. Thank you for all you continue to do. Next up, we have Lori Randolph from Atlanta. And Lori is a co-chair of our Atlanta Walk with Lisa Smith, who couldn't join us today. But Lori's been involved since 2008 with the Lupus Foundation, and she has helped us in a lot of ways. She knows a lot about walks. She comes to us from being a director at the was it MS walks? What walks did you do, Lori? Lori might be frozen. Okay, I think Lori is frozen. Anyway, Lori did walks in her previous life as a director, and it was I thought it was MS, but I think I may have that wrong. But anyway, Lori is frozen, so I'm going to speak for her here. So in Atlanta, we I don't know what we can say. It was just an amazing turnout. And our drive-through was so well received, and it was great to connect with so many people in a socially distanced environment, which wasn't easy because we knew we were going to have huge numbers in Atlanta. We can't wait to get back to Piedmont Park, but we're going to have to play it safe again for one more walk season. And I know how much we want to get out there and do our picnics, but we just really have to take into consideration the safety of people living with lupus. So thank you for continuing to show Atlanta that lupus matters. I want to thank all these amazing walk chairs. You guys are so inspiring. You bring so many ideas to the plate to help us grow our efforts and improve what we're doing. And we really appreciate everything that you have done. So thank you. We look forward to working with you again. It's going to be an amazing walk season. And before we end here, I want to bring back on Karen Jordan, who is going to talk a little bit about, hold on one second here. She's going to talk about our Walk Wednesday.
Good evening. My name is Rebecca Deutsch, and I am a board.
There we go, Karen.
All right.
A little finagling there to get people in and out of the stream. So the technician
Absolutely.
I am. So you go ahead.
Absolutely. Technology, right? It's definitely something that I want to make sure that we harness this season. In 2020, we all had to make more than a few adjustments with the COVID-19 pandemic. We had to cancel events and, all the things that we had planned. We just had to kind of revamp them. And so I was hoping to be a part of increasing some of the engagement in using our social tools. So we are going to introduce a new initiative to increase that engagement called Walker Wednesday. And starting in May, every other Wednesday, we will do a live stream with the Walker Wednesday to stay in touch with everyone. It'll be an opportunity for us to really be interactive with everyone, sharing our tips and tricks and tools to increase our fundraising, and also an opportunity to share our successes and to really get into the people who we are here to help. So I'm really looking forward to all of these things. We want to make sure that we just increase the visibility and recognize everyone on all levels, not just those at the top, but everyone that is participating in helping to make the fundraising efforts and the support efforts of our lupus warriors possible. So I look forward to that. I want you guys to really get excited about talking to more people and having an opportunity to ask questions and interact with them, to share your photos, to share your videos. We want to know what you're doing. We've got a longer fundraising season now with doing the virtual walk coming up in October. So I'm very excited to come to you guys and just really get in the mix with you. So I hope you're ready to talk and chat and get going for this season.
There we go. Karen, thank you so much. We are so excited to add this element and to really promote some of your ideas. If you're having a third-party fundraiser, bring it to us and we can bring you into one of those broadcasts. So this is just a great idea to share tips and tools and your ideas. So we really want to interact with you. So we appreciate you. Before we close, I want to let you know that we really are committed to these drive-throughs in every incentive pickup. We'll get back to you with the details as soon as we secure the venues. We're not sure of the dates yet. We're not sure where, but we'll get back to you with all those details. So we are coming to your cities. We're bringing our yard signs. We're bringing our medals, T-shirts, swag bags. we'll be back, and we can't wait to connect with you. Registration is open, so please go to lupusga.org to find a walk in your area and register today. And as always, if you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out to the staff at the Lupus Foundation. We're here to help. I want to thank you all for your support and for all so many of you do to support the lupus community in Georgia. We couldn't do this. And last but not least, I want to thank Karen, Latoya, Tamesha, Deetra, Lori, and Lisa. I can't imagine what we would ever do without you. Thank you, ladies, and you all have a wonderful day.